accept this love. Now is the time to accept this love. Accept it before you die. There's so many reasons why.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Let's Talk. In this session, we will be discussing about the IOU Awareness Week with our guest, Chancellor of IOU, Dr. Bilal Phillips.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, Sheikh, what is the purpose of this IOU Awareness Week?
Well, the obvious purpose is to make people aware of IOU, as the title implies. But what it really involves is trying to get Islamic committees of the IOU, the IOU committees in the various countries active, to get them engaged, get them involved in something across the world. They're all encouraged to do various programs. So the idea is that normally people are doing one here at this time, one at that time, and they're at various different times, and they're using various different means to try to bring it all together to make it more comprehensive, more unified, utilizing similar activities, etc., to make people aware of IOU, to recruit students, to bring more and more students in, to make the general people, common people, aware of it if they've never heard of it, as a source, a means of gaining Islamic knowledge.
But setting a week for it within the year, isn't this like a bid'ah, like Eid?
Well, if it was a day, then maybe people could have more of an issue, like Mother's Day and these other days, which we know are Islamically not pleasing to Allah because of the fact that it becomes like an Eid. And the Prophet ﷺ had said we only have 2 Eids. But by putting it over a space of a week, it takes away that issue of the bid'ah. It's a week which can vary from year to year. It's not going to be repeated at the same time every year on those particular days. So it's just, a period of concentrated effort and not a particular day which could then be turned into an Eid.
Why IOU rather than any other institution? What is special about it?
Well, IOU, we can say, is special in that, one, we have the largest student body of any English Islamic institution in the world, over 170,000 students. We have the most diverse student body of any university in the world, whether Muslim or non-Muslim. So obviously we must have something which is attracting people. And what we have really is nothing new in that we're offering Sharia and we're offering additional modern Islamized courses like psychology, education, Islamic economics, etc. But probably one of the biggest features is that the prices are so affordable. We have made them, so low that really nobody has an excuse for not accessing this information, because the goal of the university is really one of spreading Islamic knowledge. It's not so much a business. We're not seeking to make $1 million, so we're trying to boost the fees and reduce the numbers, because it's easier to deal with small numbers and large fees, but much more complicated to deal with large numbers and small fees. But the reality is that the large numbers serves the better purpose, that we are reaching out to the ummah. So we do have this gradated registration fee, so it is at the low end some $40 to $60 for countries that are underdeveloped, and $120, twice that, to $150 for the countries that are developed. In both cases, these numbers are relatively low, more so in the higher range. You know, $120 in Canada, UK is not very much. $60 in the Gambia or Sierra Leone might still be something, you know, and India, but still it's quite low on a global scale. So these are amongst the unique features that make IOU particularly attractive. There are other issues which have to do with the methodology that we're following. You know, we're trying to follow the Quran and the Sunnah, you know, as closely as possible. We keep our material as authentic as possible. At the same time, you know, we're not taking any particular madhab, for example. So we won't be known as Shafi'is or Malikis, etc. Though we respect all of the madhabs and we teach the positions held by the various imams on various topics and the evidences which they use. So we maintain a comprehensive approach in our studies.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah.
So if somebody wants to work in a particular institution or organization and they have come out of your university, or they want to pursue higher education, whether it being a master's or a PhD, I mean, is your university recognized?
Yes, it is. The IOU has official governmental recognition in 4 locations currently. We have the Ministry of Higher Education of Somalia has issued a certification that we are among the certified, authentic, accredited universities of Somalia. Likewise, we have exactly the same from Guinea-Bissau. We have an operational license from the Gambia, and we have a university license in the making in Sierra Leone currently. That we have added to with a various number of affiliations. We've signed MOUs, MOAs, ILOs, a variety of different affiliatory contracts or agreements with various Islamic institutions around the world. We're building them as we go. I just recently signed in Kuwait an MOU with the Department of Sharia, the College of Sharia and Islamic Studies of Kuwait University, the official university of the country. Prior to that, we also signed agreements with the MAP, University of Malaysia, which is amongst the top 10 universities of Malaysia. This is the University of Perlis. And we intend to sign with other universities in different parts of the world. This is really to develop a sort of network of affiliation. So to give those who are studying or who want to study added academic confidence that this university is recognized, it is connected, it has accreditation, etc. This is all to build that sense of confidence in studying with us, which might be threatened or might be shaken by the affordable fees that we're offering. They may seem too low to be real, and I've heard people say this, is this real? Well, yes, it is very real.
MashaAllah. Yes, alhamdulillah, the IOU has reached many people all over the globe. However, what has happened to the face-to-face interaction? I mean, it all might feel disconnected. You're just watching videos and, doing tests.
Well, the thing is that we don't leave the educational process only to our recorded lectures. Yes, the core of our courses are video, audio, recorded lectures, PDF material, books, and notes are downloadable. But we also have 2 elements, 2 live components. One, we have live TAs, tutorial assistants, who, for every subject, come on for 2 hours every week and answer the questions of students. So they have a live interaction section. Also, we encourage the students to join with each course, to join a forum. There is a forum set for every course where students can get together and discuss, the contents of their courses and issues that they're faced with. And this is supervised by the tutorial assistants. So there is that live element from what we may call cooperative learning or group learning, as well as through the TA who provides a sounding board, a place where students can ask the questions concerning the topics that they're studying.
So who are the lecturers of the IOU?
Well, the lecturers are from a variety of different countries. The majority of them are graduates from well-known Islamic institutions like the Islamic University of Medina, or of Mecca, Riyadh, Al-Azhar, other, prestigious universities, Islamabad, International Islamic University of Malaysia, etc. So our professors are either PhDs or we have master's lecturers who are teaching the BA level. This is the basics. We maintain that academic standing amongst the universities. We don't have any bachelor level students who are actually teaching bachelor students, right? Because this is like standard university policy. So these professors are people who I have personally handpicked. They're people who I know, I've communicated with, I've understood where they're coming from, ensured that they were not just there for the money. We don't have very much money anyway. We don't give that much, for the recording of the lectures anyway, but still, we make sure that these people are known in their communities, as reliable scholars of the community. They are committed to the Islamic cause, to the rise of Islam. So you'll find that our teaching staff, alhamdulillah, are all Islamically oriented and committed to the progress of Islam in the generations to come.
How intense is the IOU curriculum? I've heard that it is more rigorous than some other conventional universities.
Well, I would say so. I mean, students have mentioned to me that studying in other known Islamic universities that are studying on the ground, that they found our courses to be even more difficult and more demanding than in their own universities. And one of the questions which one of the heads of one of the Islamic organizations had asked me recently when I was telling him about the university, he asked, what percentage of students graduate? I felt shy to say to him that it looks like about 10% of those who joined the course, when we look at the first batch, was about 250 students, and those who graduated from that first batch was about 22. They graduated in February, and maybe we have another 10 coming, so there may be about 30 students will graduate, will have graduated from that 250. So I felt shy to say that. But he said, that's good. That's proof that your program is a solid program. Because if you had told me, this is what he said to me, if you had told me that out of the 250, 200 have graduated, I would say, it's a weak program. That's clear evidence that the program itself is not that rigorous. But the fact that only 10% were able to get through, it means that this program is not a joke. And it truly isn't. It is a BA level, rigorous course of study. Of course, some people in comparing it, to say, okay, how does it stand up against Medina, or Mecca, or Riyadh, or Al-Azhar? How does it stand up where they're studying in Arabic? Obviously, the course will not be on the same level from the Arabic perspective and the Arabic understanding. But in terms of the overall content, it's the same. But the depth of study will not be the same. If you have studied all of this in Arabic, because that's the original language of Sharia. So naturally, you are going to be able to get to a deeper level than you will in English. But still, English will give you the basic understanding and give you a sufficient foundation that you can continue to build on.
It is known that the requirements for joining BA level courses is having a high school certificate. But do you have any other considerations for people who do not have?
Well, we plan to develop a general education diploma, the GED, for those people who are school dropouts, that they will be able to do this. This will be equivalent to high school, that will then allow them to go in. We're also planning to upgrade our free diploma, which is now of no academic value, to give it academic value, to restructure it and make it what we would call a madrasa degree, a grade 12 from the madrasa. And then with that, you can go into the college and study with us. We're working on those two projects. But at the same time, we have what they may call a jumpstart program or a dual credit program, where students, and they have this already in America and some other countries, where students who are in grade 9, or grade 10, are allowed to take courses from the university. Obviously they can't take a full course load. They can't do the two. I mean, unless the person's a genius or something like this, right? But the average person may be able to take 1 or 2 courses. So over those 3 to 4 years, they could complete at least the first semester of the bachelor's degree. And we will give them those credits if they graduate from high school. If they don't graduate from high school, they don't have those credits. They have the course, they've done the course material, they've passed the course, we'll still give them a record that they've done that, but it wouldn't be counted as university credits unless they got their high school degree.
What are the demographics of the IOU?
We have about 50-50 males and females. At one point I thought there were probably a lot more females than males, because when I looked at the scores of the top 10 students over the 4 years of study, and I saw that 80% were women. In fact, there were 2 semesters in which it was 100% women. Not a single male made it amongst the top 10. I felt probably it's because the majority are women. But then when we went back and actually looked at the true demographics of the student body, we found that it was 50-50. It's just that they have outshone the men. Given that opportunity, women shine in this course of study. And the men, it could be other factors, because we deal with the fact that many of the people who are studying among the men are professionals. So they're studying in their spare time. Whereas women, you may have more women who are studying full-time. They're studying full-time. They don't have any other profession, or the profession is homemaking. And it's not to say that it is not an important profession. It is very important. In fact, it's the primary profession of women that women should be engaged in. But it tends to give more time for, especially when the children are very young, more time for them to dedicate to their studies. Well, also we can include the fact that for women, they don't have to commute. So they're not losing time in that commuting process. Whereas for men who are going out to work, coming back, you lose a good portion of your spare time, in any given day, just in traffic. So it is an advantage in that respect for women.
What type of activities do you expect to be holding during the IOU Awareness Week?
Well, I would expect that there would be visitations to schools, to universities, institutions, encouraging them to look into the material, spreading, distributing brochures, etc. Like our multi-degree stream program, which is offered, that they should distribute such brochures. We would expect them to hold also conferences or mini conferences, gatherings, inviting scholars to come in and share the importance of seeking knowledge, etc. We expect also in some places that they will produce some Islamic related items which are from the IOU, like T-shirts with the IOU logo on it, cups, and a variety of other things would be made available to the public as a means of bringing the IOU closer to them. They will take these things home, whatever, and these will be reminders of the Islamic Online University and what we're doing. I think so. We would expect talks, a variety of different talks held by both males and females in the appropriate locations and times. And I would expect that the student committee, would use this time to reach out to our students who registered and didn't follow up on their registration. This would be a concentration period in which all the student committee members would participate in trying to reach out to those who fell by the wayside, fell through the cracks, who didn't make it forward. Maybe they made 1 semester, 2 semesters, and they dropped out. Go and find out what happened. Why did you drop out? What can we do to help you get back online?
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah.
Anyway, it was a pleasure to have been here. And I do hope that the viewers will participate, or you are already participating. This is being shown in your activities, that you would take the Awareness Week seriously and make an effort. Each and every one of you make a concerted effort to engage the rest of the public with the information about the Islamic Online University, especially considering that we're no longer Sharia focused, that we're only offering Sharia. Now we've got Arabic, we've got education, we've got Islamic banking and finance, we've got psychology, we'll be adding information technology and business administration. So all of these new additions takes the university from the standard Sharia approach to a more comprehensive study approach, touching on subjects which are vital to the Muslim communities and presenting these subjects from an Islamic perspective. Because even though you might be studying education, you'll still have to study some subjects from Aqidah, from Fiqh, from Hadith, from Tafsir, etc., from Sirah, etc., etc. And with that, I'll now turn the podium, or not the podium because we're not on the podium, but I will turn the mic over to our announcer, Usama, to close this brief presentation about IOU Awareness Week.
Jazakumullah khair for watching our program. We hope that you have benefited from this discussion, and may Allah make your efforts successful in spreading the knowledge and awareness about IOU and fulfilling our motto, changing the nation through education. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.